Become your own hypnotist. Wow, did you know the most powerful words you'll ever hear are the ones you say in the privacy of your own mind? Wouldn't it be awesome if you could be your own hypnotist? I'll tell you what, then you could take charge of your life. You can go places you couldn't go before. And I'll tell you what, I was thinking about this today. One of the main reasons I think some hypnotists don't succeed is because they don't hypnotize themselves enough. But not just any old kind of hypnosis will do. We're going to talk a little bit about the most powerful, the only insight-oriented, the only antivirus for the human mind that's ever been invented. We're going to talk about that. But first, let me give you a real quick introduction. Hey, you guys loved Kimberly when she was on before. She's awesome. Let me do a real quick introduction. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's full-time 5-path certified hypnotist. She became certified back in an advanced 5-path in 2020. She's a 7-path teacher, the ultimate 9th degree, which really qualifies her for this topic. And she's a professional hypnosis instructor. You can take my courses through her. She's a delight to do things with. And finally, she is also on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Her website is lorenzhypnosis.com. Thank you guys for sticking. Here's Kimberly.
Hey, Cal, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to talk about becoming your own hypnotist. I have a great story about one of my clients. It's going to be awesome. But first, let me introduce Cal to everybody. Cal Banyan, developer of 5-path and 7th path, the living authority on hypnosis, the man that hypnotists turn to for advice, Cal Banyan. Thanks for having me, Cal.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I would blush if I could. All right. Hey, so you brought me this topic today. So what inspired you to bring up this topic?
Well, first of all, I love 7th path. It is my favorite thing to do every day. I still practice it from the time I learned it every single day. It has changed my life. As a hypnotist, it's changed my life. And then I've had clients have amazing transformations. And I have one special story that I want to share with you today about a client named Cassandra. She had a life-changing experience just becoming her own hypnotist. She didn't do any of the one-on-one work I normally do with all my clients, the 5-path portion. She just learned 7th path and it changed her life.
Hey, so you're going to tell us a little bit more about that, but for these folks that are watching, 7th path is 7-path self-hypnosis. It's a mind, body, spirit approach. For people who are spiritual. We also have a more philosophical approach for people who don't have a spiritual concept. But then 5-path is the advanced hypnosis that is taught through the 5-path International Association Hypnosis Professionals. So we have certified hypnotists around the world, and we have trainers like Kimberly who teaches and certifies people in 5-path and 7-path. So take it away.
All right. Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. That helps a lot. That's going to lead right into, I want to talk to the hypnotist watching about what I normally do during my consultations is I tell my potential clients that there's 3 things or 3 facets of what I do. The first one is those one-on-one hypnosis portion with me during every session. That's the 5-path. If you're a 5-pather, and if you're not a 5-pather, of course, you should become one because it's amazing. The second thing I do for all my clients is I teach them about their emotions. That's Cal's book, The Secret Language of Feelings. And the third, very, very can't miss portion of what I do with all my clients is teach them 7th path self-hypnosis. Now, I would say for the large majority of my clients, that is exactly what they need. And that is what we do. And they get amazing results. But there might be a few clients mixed in that you get that maybe that isn't the right process for them. They might just need to become their own hypnotists for a number of reasons. And I wanted to kind of talk about what those reasons might be. Number one, they might not want to really talk about what's bothering them. They might just be feeling so much fear or insecurity that they don't really want to talk to you about it. And that's okay. Everybody needs to be comfortable in hypnosis. And if it's really, really out of bounds for them, it might be better for them to just do the self-hypnosis, because seventh path self-hypnosis, they're doing it all in the privacy of their own mind, body, spirit, or philosophical approach. They're doing the work. They don't have to involve another person. Also, they might find, or we might assess them to be that the 5-path process, as I just described it with those 3 facets, might feel a little intense for them. Some people are just like pressure cookers when they come into my office. They are so bottled up, and so their emotions are so charged and so powerful, they might be afraid of the process. Now, I'm not afraid to use it, but they might experience and feel like, I want to go slower, Kimberly. I want to go more gently. Is there a way to do that?
As you're talking about that, one of the things about 7-path self-hypnosis is there's lots and lots of people that just won't get help. They just won't get it. There's like 2 reasons. One, they just ain't going to talk about it. Okay. Or the other one is they've talked about it, and it hasn't done any good, or just a little bit of good. Right. And so here's something that people can work on in the privacy of their own mind. And it works on the principle of emotional resonance. Each one of the hypnotic suggestions you learn how to give yourself, which we call recognitions, because they are insight driven. As you're doing it, you go, oh, and that's what good therapy does, right? It gives you insight. But here, you don't have to talk about it. You can just go in. Now, the hypnotist that's there can be there to listen and talk to you about it, or do hypnotic techniques if you want to, or if you need to, or to move more quickly. But as Kimberly can attest to, it's really not necessary in most cases. You can just learn the recognitions and diligently sit down and do it every day.
That's exactly right, Cal. And I will be open with everybody here and admit that the 7th path self-hypnosis that I've done in my life, I attribute the most healing on my journey to it. I mean, I did receive my own 5-path, but 7th path and going all the way up to that 9th ultimate has been such a powerful changer in my life. I want everybody to have it. It's just, you can't make somebody want it, but boy, do you see the need out there. So let's talk about Cassandra really quick, because her story is just so beautiful and amazing. So she first came to me and we did a Zoom consultation, and she was, like I was talking about earlier, she was like one of those people that was just like a pressure cooker. She was just bottled up in a lot of pain and misery. She was really feeling a lot of anger and hurt, and she was triggered all the time, and she was lashing out. She was just miserable. And when we got to talking together, we both decided together, that's what the consultations are for, to go a little slower with her, that I felt comfortable doing all of the things I normally do, including 5-path, but she really wanted to go slower. So we decided together that that would be something that we did. And from the very first session of self-hypnosis, 7th path self-hypnosis training, she just took it and ran. I think the key for her was she was fully invested in the process. She gave it 100% of her attention and focus. She followed my directions.
It's funny is that the problem with all forms of therapy, every kind, I don't care if you're doing psychoanalytic or whatever it is, behavioral, the main weakness of every form of therapy is the therapist. We bring our own bias, our own limitations, our own lack of understanding about the client's history, right? But with 7-path, and they go in, then it can just work. And then their own higher wisdom, their own higher power, depending on what they're using, can just go in and do stuff at exactly the right rate for them. If somebody wants to go slow, like you're talking about, no problemo, And the client is so in control. You don't have to worry about the hypnotist or psychologist or counselor bullying them and stuff like that. They're just in control. They can just move along at their own rate.
And you make me think that we all do best when we feel in control. We all do our best when we feel safe. And so for the right person, just training them to be their own hypnotist, just training them to use the techniques of seventh path all on their own is really such a great tool for them, because they take it into the rest of their life and they use it. So I wanted to talk about, she came back for her second session and I could already see changes. She was starting to smile some more. There was some light back in her eyes. By the third appointment, she was having people comment to her. They were seeing the change in her life. No longer was she being triggered by the cruelty or the rudeness of others. She was feeling so much better. Seventh path was doing what it was supposed to do. It was neutralizing all that stuff that was bad. It was bringing down the pressure, and it was making those deep core changes according to her own highest wisdom at just the right rate. And I used to tell clients before I had this specific experience with Cassandra that seventh path might be a little slower than five path. It's more gentle. Instead of a backhoe, it's a shovel. And I have since changed that metaphor, because it's not any slower. She, in fact, I think, made transformation maybe faster than a lot of my clients. And so working with a hypnotist, learning self-hypnosis is actually, I don't think, any slower at all.
It's slower if need be.
That's right.
Okay. And I'll tell you, so I'm going to tell you about fast. So yesterday I was working with a client, and with some clients, I will take the approach which I call seven path forward, which is I'm mainly just teaching them seven path, right? And this is a very accomplished woman, very smart, master's degree, right? But man, she's just barely holding it together inside. And so, as I said, for you folks, seven path, there's different hypnotic suggestions you give yourself. There's 9 in total. And what I will do is there's a technique that you have to learn. It's just a 2-step technique. And so before I hypnotize them and do doing the in hypnosis teaching of seven path, I'll just have them do the technique at my desk to make sure that they know the technique and I can answer any questions, because doing Q&A during the hypnosis session is not always the best thing, right? So I sit there, and the second time she repeats the first recognition, bam, she had a breakthrough right there. So how fast is that? Okay.
That's amazing. And, it really shows that when the mind is ready, the change can happen. When the person is ready and they're invested, it happens. And that's exactly what happened with Cassandra. Like I said, she really took what I told her, how I trained her, all the instructions I gave her, and she ran with it, and she was fully invested, and it changed her life. By the time we got to, the 4th or 5th session, she'd already made life-changing, positive decisions, changed her life. She was moving out of town, and we had to quickly fit in the rest of her sessions, because she was out of Dodge, baby. She was like, I changed my life for the better. I'm going to go start my new life now. And she had just really felt trapped and hopeless before, and she set herself free through seven path self-hypnosis. She became her own hypnotist. She really didn't need me. She just needed me to teach her how to do it. And it was just a beautiful story, and I'm so happy for her.
You folks who are watching, I want to say something. I've trained probably about 2,000 seven path teachers around the world. But the ones that are going to be the best are the true believers. And so it's folks like Kimberly that are going to be the absolute best change agents when it comes to doing stuff like teaching you how to be your own hypnotist or doing hypnotherapy with you, because it's all heart, soul, mind, body. She's all in, right? And so I just want to acknowledge that in you, Kimberly.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And that is how I feel. This is, I believe, my life's calling, and I just care so deeply about each and every one of my clients. And I work so hard to just get the best for them. It has changed my life, and I know it can change theirs. And so I just work so hard to help them do that.
And another thing that we do, one of the reasons I developed seven path was with 5-path, 5-phase advanced transformational hypnosis, the hypnosis system that I teach and that is essential to the 5-Path International Association of Hypnosis professionals. The problem with it is it said, you got a problem? Come in, I'll help you. You got a problem? Come in, I'll help you. And that in a way is sometimes unavoidable and sometimes unethical, because it creates a dependency model. And psychologists, counselors, and other helping professionals, our job is to help someone become independent. And when people learn how to be their own hypnotist, the 7-Path Self-Hypnosis way, once they've got these techniques, they've got them forever, because it's like the old riddle, how do you make God laugh? You know the answer to that?
No, I don't. Tell me.
Tell God your plans.
Oh, right.
Because God knows what's coming and you don't, right? You make your plans. I'm going to do this. I'm going to meet a guy, get married, have kids, go to college, but I'm going to be a nurse practitioner, whatever it is, right? And then boom, out of nowhere, hurricane, someone gets sick, we have a pandemic, right? So when you make your plan, you got to make plans, but God laughs because God knows what's coming and you don't. So people come to us, we help them fix something, and now they make their plans. But when they teach them 7-Path to be their own hypnotist, we show them how to make the best out of whatever life gives them, right?
100% agree. And that is why I include it as just a standard for what I do for every single client. They might not really understand what it's for when I'm giving it to them sometimes. Cassandra absolutely did. But I basically make it a requirement for all of my clients to try out 7-Path Self-Hypnosis so they can see if it's something they want to use. By and large, most people get a great deal out of it. But Cassandra, man, she was just a level above. She took it and ran.
Yeah. I'll tell you, with my clients, I tell them, I actually say this, and it's true. I say, look, I'm virtually 100% successful with clients who do 100% of what I ask them to do. Okay. And I said, this is what we're going to do. You're going to do hypnosis sessions with me. You're going to read The Secret Language of Feelings, and you're going to do self-hypnosis every day. Do you agree with that? And they go, yeah, sure. Okay. So then we're off in the right direction. And then we find out, why are they in? And they find out they're in for more than they thought. We build this vision of the future together. And so, because doing any kind of personal work like this, it can have ups and downs, happy times and bad times, right? And build a strong vision in your clients so that they will work through those rough times in the work that we're doing, either in the self-hypnosis or in the hypnotherapy we do.
Yes, absolutely. And I tell my clients something really similar. I say, the people who get what they want, by and large, always do 7-Path Self-Hypnosis. So if you want to get what you came here for, you got to do the homework.
Right. Now, so I'm an instructor, you're an instructor, right? And you teach 7-Path and certify 7-Path teachers like I do, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit what that's like for you in class and how you feel about doing that kind of work with, teaching new hypnotists and stuff.
I absolutely love it. I have about 4 classes a year where I teach your course, where people can learn 5-Path and 7-Path. They learn to become practitioners first, and then they can become teachers if they so choose. And it is, in the classes, it's very much the same. I see people just having huge insights and emotional shifts and relief, and there can be tears, and there's also joy, and it's a really beautiful experience. I love teaching people and helping them get the tools to set themselves free. So if you're interested in taking my class, you can go to my website, lorenzhypnosis.com. And like I said, I have a class coming up in April. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be fantastic. And I'd love to see more people learn these tools and set themselves free.
Awesome. And you know what, as an instructor, it's so awesome because the people who do the best in the class are the ones who are true believers. And when they learn 7-Path in class, what happens is They are experiencing a personal transformation right there, and they're watching their classmates experience that transformation. It could be mental, it could be emotional, it could be spiritual. I've seen many physical healings that have happened that are they're caused from chronic stress and undealt with problems, clamping down on feelings and that kind of stuff. And as Seventh Path unclamps you, you just see, I've seen digestive problems, vision problems, skin problems, nervous system problems, just go like that. And hypnosis doesn't heal anything. But what it does is it releases the stuff that's making you sick.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, I'm just about to wrap this up, okay? But I want to give everyone know something. So I've got 3 more videos planned with Kimberly, and one of them is going to be only the best hypnotists do these 3 things. And we've talked about that just like this much in this video. We're going to continue on that, okay? And another one's going to be the hypnotist secret code to happiness. And she's going to have her own take on that. I've covered this before, XMEFB, but Kimberly's going to give another kind of angle on that, which I think is going to give it more depth. And then, I got one more. I'm going to keep that one in my pocket. All right. Kimberly, is there anything else you want to say to wrap it up?
I think I would say, if you don't know how to do 7th Path Self-Hypnosis, run, don't walk to the nearest person, me, Cal, or your friendly neighborhood hypnotist, and find someone who can teach it to you, because you can become your own hypnotist and change your life. Set yourself free.
Forever. All right. Cool. Well, thank you. And say your website one more time.
My website is Lorenz Hypnosis. Yes, lorenzhypnosis.com. Thank you. Sorry.
Do you have a TikTok handle or something like that?
Yes. On TikTok, you can find me at Expert Kimberly Lorenz, Facebook at Expert Kimberly Lorenz, and YouTube is at Expert Kimberly Lorenz. So you just got to look for my name. You should be able to find me.
Okay. I'm going to put a link to your YouTube channel below on this page on calbanyan.com.
Okay.
Right? Hey, you folks who are watching this, if you got this far, you probably liked it. So give us a thumbs up, a like, a share, something like that. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, all my videos are not here. I keep some of the latest videos, but we have an entire collection of around 600 videos on every topic on calbanyan.com. Just go there, log in. And I'll also, if you want to, I'll send you a little note each week when a new video comes out so you never fall behind. All right, this is Cal Banyan. I got classes coming up. In fact, I got one starting Sunday. You probably won't be able to get in that one, but I'm scheduled for the whole year. All right, Cal Banyan, over and out.